Welcome to Fraser Mac Gaming. I'm Fraser Mac. Greg Miller and Tim Geddes from Kinda Funny Games are pretty well known these days. They've got their mix of entertainment and gaming news that's all over all kinds of social media platforms now. They like beer, lots of it. They like making cheesy and creepy smiles on camera. And they also like to squat and gobble every once in a while. Their joke, not mine. They also like to do their bit for indie devs during E3 with their Kinda Funny game showcase. So which games were my favourites, which games will I be picking up, and what was the big exclusive news for Switch collectors? Find out after this. First up in the showcase was Bloodroots. The demo is available now on Steam and it's come to Switch and PS4 summer 2019. It was announced during the March and Indies Direct, but it's gone under the radar since then. It's from Paper Cult Games, based out of Montreal, and it's an action ever-changing ballet of ultra-violence. That's what they describe it as, and it sounds an awful lot like an old-school version of My Friend Pedro. Bloodrootsgame.com is the website if you want to go and get more information, but you play as the betrayed and left for dead Mr. Wolf. You're on the hunt for revenge and you've got to use a wide range of interesting weapons to your advantage. You'll have to master your own brand of innovation, improvisation and aggression. It's gone a bit Clockwork Orange with ultra-violence at its core, but at the same time it has some glorious artwork, some beautiful polygons, and it's all wonderful handcrafted levels. It really does look stunning, and it looks like a bit of a crossover between two of my favourite games, Malacca and Guacamelee. This could be a big smash hit on the Switch, but at the moment it's going under the radar, so check it out when it releases on Switch summer 2019. Next up we have another action-based game, and it's SpeedBro. This time it's a 2D combat racer. It's all about fast movement and hard-hitting action. So SpeedBro, you've got to maintain your momentum. You've got 6 unique brawlers with their own playstyles that you can play as. It also has lots of upgrades and customizable actions that you can add to your characters. There's some gorgeous sort of comic book style graphics, great animations, fast action. There's 50 unique action-packed events and races to wade through across multiple SpeedBro leagues. It sounds like it's jam-packed. It's got local and online cooperative play through the whole campaign, and it's set in 1888 London, and it's a decade after a war where lunar invaders called the Selenites have invaded the British Empire. The story does sound a little bit out there, but which video game doesn't, to be honest? The good news is the game is actually available now, as it came out 1st of November 2018, but this I would say is actually the first time I've heard of it, and it does look quite interesting and looks like it could be fun. Characters do look like they could be based on some things from other franchises, but it's available now for $17.99 on the eShop or $20. Changing gears a little bit now. Do boats have gears? I've no idea. But Wavebreak from Funktronic Labs is available, or is going to be available, on Steam 2019, and it's expected to hit the Switch sometime in 2020. So like I said, the dev and the publisher Funktronic Labs. This game is based on the old school skateboarding games that we're all familiar with, your Tony Hawk's, etc. All those sorts of games back from the early PlayStation era. But now it's based in boats, so Wavebreak is coming up soon. It's got gravity-defying tricks, lots of customization, online and local multiplayer, and there's going to be explosions, gold chains, hair products, AK-47s and more. So watch this space for Wavebreak when it releases 2019 on Steam and on Switch in 2020. Back to something more familiar, and yes, Rainbite are bringing us another Zelda tribute game. This time we've got Trigger Witch, which will come out in 2020 at some point, but it's a twin-stick shooter. Some of you may be familiar with Reverie, which is a more traditional 2D Zelda tribute game. It had some good reviews and got a physical release through East Asia Soft. Hopefully Trigger Witch will get the same treatment when it releases on Switch in 2020. More details will be brought as soon as we know more. This is one of my real favourites from this list, and I couldn't believe it existed when I actually saw it. So Freedom Finger from Wide Right Interactive is a certain take on 2D side-scrolling shoot-em-ups, and obviously if you watch this channel regularly you know I'm a big fan of shoot-em-ups, but it's very much a comedy shoot-em-up. It's got some amazing voiceover actors. It's got Nolan North from Uncharted, Deadpool and Destiny, John DiMaggio from Gears of War, Adventure Time and Futurama. It's got Bowser, Super Jail, Looney Tunes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Sam Riegel. I hope I've not butchered anyone's names there. They'll all be fairly familiar as soon as you hear their voices. I don't know all the names, I know Nolan North, but it's got amazing soundtracks, some really intense tunes, 36 music-driven levels, so the music isn't just a background, it actually interacts and is dictated by the action in the game. This is obviously going across 36 handcrafted levels spread out over 12 worlds. Like I said, it's rhythm-based chaos, so that's going to be really interesting to see. It looks like Adult Swim have made an amazing 2D side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, and we're going to have to see how the gameplay works out. But Freedom Finger is coming to Switch, other consoles, PC, etc. soon, so I can't wait to get my hands on it, and I'll cover it more as soon as it arrives. Many of the games included in the Kind of Funny Games showcase were funded through Kickstarter, or partly funded through Kickstarter. Renane, a game about overcoming failure, raised just over $22,000 for Optisoft to complete their game, and they did that last May. You play as Ain the Phoenix Knight, and you're on an impossible quest through the Kingdom of Lineria to defeat an invincible dragon. You're trying to avenge your fallen friend Ren, and at the moment when you start you have a hop, bop and roll. You have only 3 classic abilities, but there's a wonderful chiptune soundtrack, there's some amazing pixel art, and obviously you're going to die and then have to repeat and repeat and repeat to overcome the difficulty in the game. You will find some other loadouts to help you along the way, including new abilities, but it looks like this could have some great Shovel Knight vibes, and it should be arriving on Switch and Steam in 2019. Many of the games on the showcase involve an actual wait to play them and a lot of anticipation. One game that's available very shortly, actually June 27th, is Sinking City, so by the time you watch this it's probably available. Now don't freak out, this is not gameplay on a Switch. This is the usual glorious cinematic action that they show you to suck you into a game before they move on to what the game actually looks like. So Sinking City is from Frogwares. It's due to be a 1-year Epic Games Store PC exclusive, so that will not affect the console releases whatsoever. It's an action-adventure and open-world exploration investigation game. It's an open-world game which is very exciting for the Switch, as we don't have many of those that are real quality games. It's inspired by H.P. Lovecraft's writing, which was very much in the kind of weird horror fiction genres. So in this type of adventure, you play as Charles W. Reed, an investigator who is a former US Navy sailor and Great War veteran. It's in a 1920s United States town known as Oakmont in Massachusetts, but some very strange things are going on in the outside and also in the inside of his mind. Sinking City is due to be out June 27th, and I'm interested to see what it looks like and also how it runs on the Switch. Sticking to the detective theme, Police Stories is a game due to come out September 19th, 2019 on Switch, PC, Mac, and I think Linux as well, of all things. So yes, the devs Mighty Morgan and publishers Hype Train Digital have created a top-down shooter with a twist. This time you're playing as the police, and you actually have to make tactical decisions in real time, whether to shoot, whether to arrest, and you will have consequences for your actions. You can arrest people, you can kill people, you can squad up with a partner to play the game, but you will have to make those decisions fast, as you can't see who's in a room until you're opening the door and you have line of sight. You'll have to use all sorts of tactical equipment such as underdoor cameras, door blast charges, and your fast twitch reactions to develop the crime story that runs through the game. Each playthrough will be different, it will be unpredictable, there will be new challenges, there will be some puzzle elements, and obviously it looks interesting. It's another Kickstarter funded game. It raised around $27,000 back in July 2017, so hopefully September it releases on time and we get a good time with it on Switch. Moving on to the last couple of games now, and Labs, a very small indie dev team led by Matt Kapp, who is the creator of Castle in the Darkness. Yes, it's Astalon Tears of Earth. So you play as 3 explorers wandering through a post-apocalyptic desert. You're there trying to save the people in your village. It's got some lovely retro vibes. It looks like Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon, and Castlevania, kind of Venture Kid, all those types of NES-style 8-bit retro games that we're getting on the Switch at the moment. It looks interesting, it's got some colourful characters. It looks like the type of thing that a lot of people would like on Switch. There's a lot of people liking retro games at the moment, so Astalon Tears of Earth could be an interesting one if we find out more about when it releases, and I'll keep you updated as and when we get more information. The last game on the list is definitely not the least exciting one. I'm quite interested in this. It is Stone Shard from Inkstains Games. It's due to release on November 7th in 2019, and it's an open world roguelite RPG with tactical freedom. So whatever that means, I have no idea, but it has a very cool top-down sort of 16-bit retro vibe. It's got a lovely aesthetic, it's inspired, and it's a bit of a tribute to games such as Diablo, Banner Saga, Darkest Dungeon. In it, permadeath is there. Death is permanent. So yes, you'll embark on an adventure. It's procedurally generated. It's obviously a medieval world. It looks very cool. There's dungeons. There's all sorts of open world places to adventure in. The characters look really interesting and quite different and unique. You basically have a caravan, we describe a caravan of valiant allies. You have to expand your following, organise them, play through them, make decisions, get into battles, develop them, customise them. You're going to go through physical and psychological traumas apparently, and you have to cure them. So in some ways you are leading the caravan and organising the heroes rather than playing specifically as the hero. You're obviously going to be able to upgrade and customise your character. You're going to wage war on enemies. There are vampires, there's undead, there's mercenaries, there's lots of other foes. There's over 100 weapons. You've got to follow the will of ancient gods, and you will gain upgrades and increased abilities based on their, your faith in them. Should you fall in battle, there obviously will be a continuation of your journey, but there is permadeath. So it's a huge, epic game for a very small game company out of Russia. I could only see, I think, 6 people listed in credits for the game, but they've raised over $100,000 on Kickstarter. So they've had quite a large amount of money donated for obviously a small dev company. So I hope that was enough to realise their dreams and what they've promised. You'll get to play 4 different archetypes: warrior, rogue, ranger and mage. There's 12 classes in total, but you can obviously build your character and develop them over time. Stone Shard sounds like a very ambitious and very interesting game that I can't wait for coming out in November. I did say that was the last game, but in true E3 style, there's one more thing I'd like to talk about from the Kinda Funny Games showcase. So yes, Greg and Tim did have something else very exciting for me as a Switch collector, so hopefully you fellow fans out there will be interested in this one. But they did exclusively announce that the Gardens Between will be getting a Super Rare Games limited edition soon in 2019. They didn't say exactly when, but they are coming to the end of one of their cycle of releases, I believe. So they usually release 3 packs of games. You can then buy them individually as well, but they announce them every so often, maybe release one a month, etc. So around August time, we could see the Gardens Between get that physical release we are all waiting for. The Gardens Between from the Voxel Agents. It released in September 2018, so last year on the Switch. It's actually available on the eShop for $8.99 right now on a sale. That's until the 30th of June. So if you're watching this video early, you could get a real bargain, try the game out, see if you like it. Or if you think you couldn't afford the physical release or you miss out, you could get a real bargain there. Usually the game is $17.99 or $20. It is an adventure puzzle game. It's got a wonderful art style. You play as 2 friends solving puzzles on mysterious garden islands. You control time, you don't control the characters themselves, and you're trying to lead them and help them overcome obstacles. You've got Arena and Friend. They're 2 very different characters. One a headstrong girl, and one is a young boy who's wise beyond his years. So you have to control time to help them overcome obstacles, and the physical release should hopefully get news soon, and I'll definitely be jumping in. That's all we've got time for in this video. I hope you liked the recommendations that I've given from the Kinda Funny Games showcase. If you've got any other games that you liked, or any other games you'd like to see more of, let me know in the comments down below. If this is your first time on the channel, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, hit that thumbs up button if you liked it, even hit that thumbs down if you didn't, and I'll hopefully see you on the next video.